Hi, I'm Dr. Supreet. Sweet taste is pleasure, right? But what is healthier, artificial sweeteners or sugar? Well, you will be able to make the right choice for your health by the end of this video, I promise. I'd say artificial sweeteners are worse than sugar. They can make you fat, lower your immunity, destroy your gut microbiome, lower your metabolism, cause insulin resistance, cause diabetes and even cancer. Yet they are marketed as healthy for as long as I can remember. According to the Journal of Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, close to half of adults and quarter of children consume these artificial sweeteners daily. Others inadvertently consume them in the form of granular bars, yogurts, confectionery, breakfast cereals, cakes, ice creams, etc. And if this was not enough, these artificial sweeteners have found their way into our lives in the form of sugar-free toothpaste, sugar-free cough syrups, digestives, medicines, etc. If you're a sports person and optimum health and performance is your priority, then listen carefully. Most of the sports supplements, high protein, low calorie shakes, performance enhancers have various ingredients. But there is one thing which is common in them, that is artificial sweeteners. And mind you, we usually pay a premium price for artificial sweetener variants of the same products. Now, I will be discussing some scientific findings about harmful effects of these artificial sweeteners, and I will also list the scientific studies below for your reference. And finally, I will be giving some practical solutions to keep the sweetness in your life intact. Artificial sweeteners found in diet foods and beverages are loaded with chemicals which can strain our immune system. Let me explain. When we ingest these chemicals, our bodies have to work harder to metabolize these chemicals, leaving less resources available to detoxify our body from other chemicals that we get exposed to in our daily lives. Researchers studied over 4,000 people in the United States and Europe and found that people who had a higher level of erythritol in their blood had an elevated risk of adverse cardiovascular events such as heart attack, stroke, or even death. There is further evidence that consumption of artificial sweeteners can adversely affect the gut microbial activity, causing a wide range of health issues. The bacteria present in the digestive system becomes toxic when exposed to concentration of only 1 milligram per ml of artificial sweeteners. Now, let's talk about how artificial sweeteners make you fat. You must be wondering that artificial sweeteners are present in almost all the diet foods and beverages. But let me tell you something. If artificial sweeteners are a part of your weight loss program and you're not losing weight, instead accumulating fat around your waistline, there's a reason for that. Artificial sweeteners stimulate the body to produce insulin, which is a weight gain hormone. Insulin leads to accumulation of calories, especially around the waistline. So if you're somebody who's on a weight loss plan and instead is accumulating fat around the belly, then you need to consider this. Sweet taste, whether delivered by sugar or artificial sweeteners, enhances human appetite. So the more artificial sweeteners you have, the more you would want to eat. Now hear this. In another research study, participants who drank more than 21 diet drinks per week were twice as likely to become obese and overweight as the ones who did not. As artificial sweeteners are 200 to 600 times sweeter than sugar, they overstimulate our taste buds, signal our brain and slow down our metabolism. Let me explain. When we eat sweet foods, our taste buds signal our brain to produce the necessary chemicals and hormones for digestion for that calorie-packed sweet food. But here in case of artificial sweeteners, there are no calories. The research suggests that artificial sweeteners prevent us from associating sweetness with calories. As a result, we tend to eat more, choose sweet foods over nutritious foods. This disrupts a delicate balance between hunger and satiety, which is the core regulatory mechanism of weight loss. Artificial sweeteners encourage sugar cravings and sugar dependence just like sugar. But since they are way sweeter than sugar and repeated exposure trains flavor preference, the more artificial sweeteners you have, the more sweet foods you will crave for. Consumption of artificial sweeteners can also bring down the overall nutritive value of the foods you choose to eat. Let me explain. Since artificial sweeteners are way sweeter than sugar, they overstimulate your taste buds, leading to limit the tolerance of less complex tastes. This means people who regularly consume artificial sweeteners may find less sweet foods like milk, fruits, vegetables downright unpalatable. Artificial sweeteners are way more addictive than sugar. In animal studies, rats were given the addictive cocaine and then given a choice between cocaine and saccharin, which is an artificial sweetener. Most chose saccharin. To come to think of it, that even children are being exposed to artificial sweeteners, they will become addictive faster than anything else. A number of pathways have been identified linking artificial sweeteners to metabolic changes at genetic level, which could lead to diabetes and obesity. Specifically, researchers found that 3 weeks of exposure to two common artificial sweeteners, aspartame and acesulfame potassium, altered the expression of genes responsible for lipid metabolism in the cells of both rats and humans. These metabolic changes did not occur in the presence of natural sugars like glucose and fructose. This suggests that artificial sweeteners can contribute to metabolic changes leading to diabetes and obesity by an entirely different mechanism than normal sugar. So, what do? In my entire career of 12 plus years as a nutritionist and a weight loss consultant, I have never ever recommended products containing artificial sweeteners to my clients, and they have lost weight, gained health, gotten rid of health ailments such as diabetes, thyroid, insulin resistance, obesity, PCOD. In fact, if you remove artificial sweetener from your diet, it does wonders. Now, about sugar. The more natural, the better. Sugar-containing foods in its natural forms like whole fruits are highly nutritious. They are nutrient-dense, high in fiber, and low in glycemic load. Besides calories in sugar, there are only 16 calories in 1 teaspoon and 48 calories in 1 tablespoon, which when consumed in moderation can be safely managed by an active person. Maybe sugar isn't bad after all, depending on where it's coming from and if you're willing to practice moderation.